Today's video is about finding your path as an actor and exploring the type of actor that you want to become and how you're going to get from point A to point B. You have to get good at auditioning. You have to be unafraid to go up and make a jerk of yourself or an ass of yourself in front of a camera. You have to be willing to do just stupid asks all the time. You know, you're selling this tire and you're so happy about it. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. You just have to be a goofball sometimes. You have to be serious sometimes. You have to just listen and put your own spin on it and give them what they're asking for in auditions, in callbacks. I'm a really tall guy. I'm a tall person. I'm 6'5", and I don't fit in a lot of roles. I'm a mover, but I'm not a dancer. And I'm a singer, but I ain't the best singer in the entire world. I'm nicely trained. I can hold harmonies and do all that stuff. But, you know, basically there's always going to be somebody that's a little bit better than me and a little bit shorter than me and a little bit more perfect fit for that role. So you have to find out what makes you special and different than most of the other actors. And my height, even though I sometimes feel like it's a curse, is the thing that distinguishes me from other actors. So when somebody needs a role to be a tall person, a big person, a menacing person, you're gonna get that role or gonna have much better odds of getting that role than somebody who isn't. Maybe you're a very rotund, girthy person. Maybe you have a slightly unattractive face, or maybe you're just the blonde bombshell, or maybe you have a kind of a quirky kitty kind of voice, or you look mean and tough and you have a scar on your face. These traits are going to hold you back from a lot of roles, but when those roles come up that those traits are perfect for, you're going to be good. So you have to find your niche as an actor. You have to find what separates you from everybody else. You have to be a good scheduler too. You have to be organized, and you have to be at auditions on time, at callbacks on time, at rehearsals on time. You have to figure out how to put those pieces together in a cohesive fashion, like this. Sometimes you're offered 2 gigs. It's feast or famine. You're offered 2 gigs at the same time. I did it. My very first video that I did here on YouTube is about deciding between 2 gigs as an actor. You might want to check that out. Links up above or down in the description below. Do I take this job outside of theater, or do I do this show? Do I do this film or this commercial? This one pays more. This one is a better opportunity for me. You're constantly faced with those kind of decisions. And these projects that you take on as an actor last sometimes a day, sometimes a week, sometimes 3-4 months, sometimes a year or 2. So you have to take into consideration all these different factors as an actor, and you're constantly juggling, a day job with an acting gig, with another show coming up, at rehearsals, overlapping performances, your day schedule and your night schedule and your sleep schedule and all that stuff. The temptation to take gigs because they pay well is definitely there, and sometimes you just start seeing dollar signs, and that's what makes you go to an audition. My advice as an actor is don't go in because of the dollar signs. Hit those auditions when you can, because if you land them, they'll get you a lucrative paycheck. But there's also always going to be more competition, stiffer competition for any job that pays more money or has more visibility and is good for you. So if you see a lot of people in there competing against you, you know that that job is probably worth it. You also know that your odds of landing it are much smaller. People like me tend to go to the smaller theaters. There's less competition, and you can get an opportunity to perform and play roles that you might not get at other theaters. Community theater or school theaters, all those things, they're a real good chance to explore and work on your characters and work on yourself as an actor. And you meet people too. Every person that I know who is doing really well and is known in the city of Seattle as a performer, and they're performing on stages or Broadway or in big films or on television stuff, these people started somewhere, and I worked with a lot of these people when they were in community theater, and we did shows together, and then they got a show that they were able to show off their talent and ability that really suited them, and suddenly they blew up and became much more in demand as an actor. And a lot of them have gone to a place where they don't need to audition anymore. They're just asked to do shows. And that's great. That's where you want to reach a goal as an actor. And sometimes you stay with a theater company, you work with those same people over and over and over again, and they just keep bringing you back. And other actors just travel, so they'll audition for theaters and film around the world, and they work and they're constantly traveling. I'm not the kind of travel-y type actor. I'll travel within my general area, but I don't tend to get a lot of gigs. I don't tend to seek out a lot of gigs outside of my hometown. So you got to decide what kind of actor you're going to be. Do you want to be a film actor? Do you want to be a stage actor? Do you want to work in one of the new mediums like virtual reality or 360 film? Do you want to do your own shows? Do you want to write and produce and work in like a bar, cabaret environment? Or do you want to work on big stages and become an equity actor and work on Broadway and reach that goal? You have to kind of do all of those things as an actor to keep your options open, but most actors like one of those fields more than the other and tend to find more work in one of those fields more than another. Voiceover is another one that I forgot to mention. A lot of people you never see their face. You got to think whether you want to be famous or you want to be rich. What's your end goal here? What will satisfy you as an actor? I don't necessarily want to be famous. I want to be well known. I want to be a name, perhaps. I want people to know my work, but I don't want to be so famous that I'm dealing with paparazzi and, the problems that come with extreme fame. Most actors want to be recognized, want some level of fame, but then there's a lot of actors that don't like the limelight. They might do voiceover, they might do, like Sia is a singer, and she masks her face and personality because she doesn't want that aspect of fame. And she's super famous, but she keeps her privacy and anonymity. So an actor's life can be all over the spectrum, from nobody knows who you are to everybody's beating down your door every day and taking pictures of you over the balcony to get in a tabloid. Forge your own path through that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. A lot of actors who are young and they see films and they just think, oh, I could do that. It's so easy. Training is something that they don't focus on. And if you train in a university environment, you're going to get some really strict teachers. You're going to learn the Meisner technique and the Alexander technique, and you're going to deal with Shakespeare and classical texts and Greek texts, and you're going to have history classes, and you're going to have theater arts crafts, and you're going to have to do stage management and set building and costume design and all those different things. A liberal arts college is a great direction to go. It can be super expensive too, and you can be very sheltered and very pampered in those environments as well, but you really do learn the craft, and you learn how to act and how to emote and how to discover your voice as an actor. Then you get dumped into the real world. You have to apply all that stuff you've learned and continue the training. Some of the lessons that I've learned as an actor are like how to push my boundaries as an actor and how to be bizarre and be unique and make weird, strong choices and take risks. Trying something completely different than what might be expected as an actor. And sometimes you can only do that by being in a lot of shows, one after the other. You start to learn what feels like I've done this before. Sometimes you need to step away from your role as an actor too and discover other aspects of life. You need to drink the wine and travel different places and meet people that aren't like you and aren't in theater and see what their lives are like. You need to be hurt in life. You need to be dumped or dump somebody. You need to have a loss, some death. All those things that life brings your way and experience and age bring your way will help you craft the actor you're going to become. When I was younger and in college, one of my teachers said, Doug, you have all the right instincts of being an actor, but you need to be hurt by love. You need to experience life a little bit. When I talk about being bizarre as an actor, making bizarre choices and stuff can sometimes feel like really weird and awkward when you're doing it. Sometimes even just being full voiced can feel corny, or kissing somebody or doing something awkward on stage can feel corny until you see people do it in real life, until you do it in real life, until you know what it's really like to feel that. You know what it's like to be drunk because you've been drunk. You know what it's like to have sex because you've had sex. You know what it's like to be married or divorced or have a kid or all those things. And if you don't have the practical experience yourself, you'll see somebody in your life that has had that practical experience. And everything in life is a lesson that you can learn as an actor. So carry a notebook with you, journal, mimic people, study people's accents. When you hear people in movies, when you see people in interviews, mimic them, talk the way they talk. I love to study people's dialects and try new dialects. And so whenever I'm in a show, I always try to give my character some sort of dialect, some sort of inflection. Try something that I haven't done before. It's a lot of fun. So always be discovering as an actor, and you will become a better actor for it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave a comment down below. Tell me about your experience. Click on one of the things surrounding you to see other videos that I've produced. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.